Hi there, this is the first episode in a series on how to make these bead crochet bags. Now I have the whole series on TikTok, but of course that's going away, so I'm just transitioning it over here to YouTube. This first episode is going to be super basic. It'll just cover how to get your materials and anything you need to do to just prepare to start the project. So as you can see, I have different patterns that you can buy, and some of them have different sized beads. So this swirly one has really small beads, and this other one has these bigger beads. So you just kind of need to be aware that different patterns have different bead sizes, and all the information you need to know about what size beads and how many to get is included in the pattern. So this is the first page for my red swirly bag, and as you can see down here, we have a list of the beads that you need to get and then the other tools that you need to have. So you can see here, I'm using size 6 beads. For the most part, I use the brand Preciosa, and I get them from firemountaingems.com. That seems to be the best source of these beads for like the cheapest price as far as I can find. If you're looking for like an off-brand bead, I know that lots of craft stores have just like a big tube of beads, and they come in like the standard sizes that I use, so like size 6 or size 11. So you can get cheaper beads. They're just not quite as even as the ones are from Preciosa. So you can kind of shop around and look around and kind of be creative. You're not stuck to the exact beads that I list in the pattern, but this will give you a good idea of how many beads that you have. You can see it says the count. And if you're using the same brand, you can know how many grams to get of each color. So besides the beads, there are a few other materials you need. They might be listed on the side of the pattern or up at the top, but either way, I'll go over some information about them. So the string, you can get different colors, and I, for the most part, will just buy mine from Amazon. You can find a big variety of sizes and colors. You'll notice it says the size of thread. That's pretty important. Changing your tension or hook size can make things tighten up or loosen up a little bit, but for the most part, I noticed that getting the right string size is the most important thing to making sure that your beads come out nice and tightly packed together. If you get too big of a string size, they'll kind of be spread out and it won't look as tight and nice and even. So if you are struggling eventually in the project, you can always change your string size to make things either tighter or looser. I don't have a specific brand that I like. Everything that I've tried seems to work well. It's not really the star of the show, so you can just get white and use white for everything. That's pretty much what I normally do. I've done colors a few times, but you don't really see it unless you leave it unlined, so you don't have to worry about doing anything fancy or getting a super nice brand of string. You'll also need a needle to use to string up your beads, and I 100% recommend these big eye beading needles. You can see that like pretty much the whole entire thing is the eye of the needle, so you can thread your string super easily. And they're also like the thinnest needles that I can find around, so they'll fit most every bead that you could find, and you won't have problems stringing them up. And you can find these at Amazon, at craft stores. Just gotta kind of keep an eye out. And then lastly, you'll need some crochet hooks. You can play around with the size a little bit. So like my pattern might list a 1mm, but sometimes I jump up in size a little bit. Again, like a 0.75mm for these smaller beads, but you don't necessarily have to stick to this exact size. So if you have some on hand that are a little bit bigger, give it a try. It'll probably work. If you don't have any on hand, I would recommend buying from Amazon. You can just get like a pack of them. They have these nice grips. If you get ones without the grips, they're just like a little bit more tedious to work with. So I would recommend this if you see it, and you can just search for like a set of small crochet hooks on Amazon. But I think that's everything as far as like the basic materials to get started, and stay tuned because I'll have more videos in the future on how to actually crochet the bag once you get your materials all gathered together. And just before I go, if you have any questions about anything I said in the video, please let me know and I'll try to answer them as fast as I can. Thanks for watching.